Computer, continue. Okay, Ate Alice, action!
Good evening, everyone. I want to introduce myself first. I'm Alice Martizan from the Pacific Swift Unit under our very generous, kind-hearted, and very magaling unit manager, Miss Marie Chris Catalina. Since I am a CPA by profession, kaya siguro sa akin na-assign itong FA taxation, which is our topic for this evening. Sabi nga ni Benjamin Franklin, dalawang bagay lang ang certain sa mundong ito. One is death, the other is tax. Next. Ano nga bang estate? Sabi nga dito, it's the total property of whatever kind, real or personal, that is owned by a decedent ng isang yumao before siya mag-pass away. And it will be appraised at its fair market value as of the time of death. However, if it's real property like house and lot, it will be the higher fair market value as determined by the BIR commissioner or fair market value as shown in the schedule of value fixed by the provincial or city assessors or the zonal value. Ano naman ang estate tax? It is the tax imposed upon the privilege of individuals to transfer properties occasioned by death. It's not really a tax on property, but a tax on the right of a deceased person to transmit his estate to his lawful heir. It accrues to the time of death of a decedent. In short, hindi siya talaga tax on real property. Tax siya para ma-transfer ng maayos yung tax siya para sa right ng decedent na ma-transfer niya yung properties niya sa kanyang next. Next. Jenny. Kaya malamang sa malamang yung mga yumao nating mahal sa buhay ay eto ang palaisipan nila. Lalo na isbiglaan ng pagkawala nila or di napagandaan yung babayarang estate tax niya. Nabayaran na kaya nila yung estate tax ko. Ganon. Next. Before the train law, which took effect last January 2018, yung train law nag-start ng January 2018. Before nun, graduated tax rate pa ang sinusunod for estate taxes. Umaabot pa sa 20% ang highest rate if ang net estate is more than 10 million. At makikita natin sa table na mas maliit din ang allowable deductions niya. Nasa total 2.7 million lang, comprising of 1 million standard deduction, 1 million for family home, hospital expenses maximum of 500,000, and funeral expenses maximum of 200,000. Ang liit lang, diba? Next. Let's compare it under the train law. Ngayon, fixed rate na siya na 6% of the net estate, meaning total estate less allowable deductions na standard deduction of 5 million and 10 million per family home or a total of 15 million deductions. So, now, magiging taxable ang estate if lalagpas siya ng 15 million because of the deductible. Next. So, if may need bayaran ng estate tax, it should be paid in 12 months from date of death and must be paid in cash or installment within 2 years. Otherwise, it will incur surcharges, interest, and penalties. Next. So, dito papasok ang mga FA. Especially if nasa living a legacy stage na si client. We all know naman na siyempre mas malapit na sa katotohanan mga nasa ganitong stage, di ba? Next. Eto pa, di rin kasi natin nasasabi kailan magtataas ng zonal value sa mga LGU. Like kami lang dito sa Binyan, tumaas ng 300% this year. Kaya, consequently, times 3 dun yung real property tax na binayaran namin or $1 million. Kaya blockbuster ang tao last January. Kasi di sila tumanggap ng advance payment last December. Dahil nga may plano pala sila na magtaas ng zonal value. Siyempre, sayang din yung additional 200% na kitain nila. Next. Kaya napakahalaga talaga na mapagplanuhan natin ang estate tax na babayaran natin. Especially if marami tayong properties na lalagpas sa 15 million. Ito ang tinatawag na estate planning. Ang part ng estate planning ay ang pag-accumulate ng assets and conservation or distribution ng wealth before we expire. But most of the time, maraming ayaw pa mag-transfer ng assets sa heirs para they can still have control over their property. And there are two ways to estate planning. One is accumulation and the other is conservation. In accumulation, our objective is to build wealth to provide for family's needs. In conservation naman, the objective is to preserve the assets or properties para they can transfer the property to the same or higher value pa when they pass away. We need estate planning to accumulate our capital while we are still living, to assure our heirs of continued support kahit wala na tayo, to make a well-planned and orderly transfer of assets, to ensure liquidity when we settle our estate obligations, to save on estate and income taxes, that is, we can pay on time the estate taxes due and won't incur any penalties because of non-payment on time. If we do estate planning, we can have greater peace of mind and financial freedom. No. Ano nga ba ang mga hindrances on a well-planned estate? One is failure to plan for the cause of prolonged period of disability. Second, failure to consider the effects of inflation on estate tax liability. Third, lack of liquidity. Fourth, dealing with one's own mortality. Example, if nagkaroon ng critical illness. And fifth, procrastination or yung mga may symptom na may bukas pa. Next. Kaya sana kahit nasa dulo ng financial need ang estate planning, mapagandaan din natin siya since wala naman sa age ang pagitan natin sa mundong ibabaw, di ba? Next. There are ways of accumulating assets. One is saving through a bank. Second is through investment. Third is having a business. And the best option is by having life insurance. Next. Life insurance is the surest and safest way of accumulating wealth. You only need to put a small amount in order to have a bigger amount in the future. There is a scheduled interest in terms of cash value. There's a systematic way also to pay the premium, and it provides ready money for your family. Next. Because life insurance is a highly specialized technique used by financial advisors to help their clients effectively conserve their estate. Next. Life insurance can also provide estate liquidity. It can make the availability of property readily convertible to cash. It can provide cash immediately for estate tax settlement. So, paano nakakatulong ang life insurance sa estate conservation? Number one, if death occurs, may kasunod yan immediate expenses. The family will be needing immediate funds or cash to settle expenses related to death. Pag bumili ka ng life insurance, automatic bumili ka ng immediate cash property. You can use it at once if the need arises. It provides cash immediately. Next. Di ba nga you have worked hard to be able to accumulate those assets to ensure your family and their future. So when uncertainties happen, you would want that it's your loved ones only who will benefit from your hard-earned wealth. Unfortunately, if a person fails to plan his estate, there's a big chance the things you've worked hard might not go to the rightful heir. Baka mapunta lang sa BIR. Next. Parang ganyan lang pwede mangyari, di natin napagplanuhan at napaghandaan ng ating estate. It might only go to expenses and taxes. Look at the sample scenario for a gross estate of 35 million. Allowable deduction is a total of 15 million. So net estate would be 20 million. Six percent of 20 million is 1.2 million. Imagine, if di ito napaghandaan ng decedent, mababawasan yung estate niya ng ganyang amount. Paano if walang ready cash ang heirs for yung mismong estate? Next. The heirs of the decedent will end up selling his estate at a sacrifice price to meet cash needs or borrow money from family, friends, or lending institutions. Next. What if money can be made readily available when the time comes? What if the estate plan includes an instrument which could generate the estate tax money? Okay ba yun? Realign part of your property and purchase a cash property equivalent to the expected tax liability in the form of life insurance. Upon death, a new estate is created to pay for the estate tax. Life insurance premiums represent only a fraction of the total coverage you are accumulating to fund the estate tax. Life insurance is not an additional expense, but purely managing your finances. Anyway. So, one best option is to having a VUL like Maxi Prime with 600,000 pays a month or 1.2 million coverage until age 88 for a 40-year-old non-smoker male. Next, he will only pay a total of at least 424,000 for 10 years and will have an even more than his supposed net estate to pay for his final expenses, if ever, at age 65. Yes. Or even more at age 70. Mas malaki tayo yung farm value. Yes. Another option is the one-time payment VUL, which is GIO. It's the guaranteed insurability offer, meaning it's pre-approved already. This is better if the insured is already old and he has naman a liquid cash to pay for the premium. At least wala na siya intindihin ng yearly premium. Life insurance would allow the owner to hold on to his property and pass on to his heirs at the proper time, intact and undiminished. Napakaraming solutions sa Sun Life to prepare for our estate obligations someday, depending on your specific needs and goals. Here are some of them. No. Yan. Yan yung mga sample ng mga plans ni Sun Life na pwede natin i-avail for our estate planning. Next. Sabi nga ni Atty. Cabrera, life insurance like estate tax is triggered by death. When a person dies, estate tax becomes due and demandable. And when a person dies, life insurance proceeds become due and demandable also. The timing couldn't be more perfect. When cash is required, cash is also produced. Next. Sabi naman ni Warren Buffett, someone is sitting under the shade today because someone planted a tree long time ago. Yes. So take good care of your financial life. It's never too late. It's time. Thank you.